So,
Great.
Star Wars Visions is not only a fascinating project in general, but it's also an interesting one for you in that it brings it full circle of going from behind the scenes on this franchise and ILM in general to now, getting to be at the heart of the story. What's that like for you?
Oh, it's definitely a dream come true. I went to ILM because I wanted to work on Star Wars in general. I was secretly hoping I could get a role on the prequels, and that didn't happen. And then JJ didn't put me in the new three trilogy. But to become full circle and be part of this Star Wars franchise it's just amazing. So this is an opportunity of a lifetime.
So then, what was it like for you getting to not only be a part of a story, but to be, lightsaber wielder, someone so young and full of potential for future stories?
Yeah, the inner kid that still lives with me was just super giddy. It was like, as I said, I was like, I even took kendo just because I wanted to wield the closest thing to a lightsaber. So, which is kendo is like Japanese fencing. So we pretended, we'd be like Luke and Darth Vader, like fighting each other and stuff. So just to be able to wield it, even if it's virtually, I think it's just, I had the same emotions probably as Ethan did.
Were there any moments when you were recording your dialogue where you were maybe holding on to your own lightsaber for fun?
I wish, yeah, but probably virtually, I use it as motivation without a doubt.
What was one of the biggest creative challenges for you going into this project?
I think the biggest creative challenge is for me, I've never really dubbed Japanese into English. It's always been the other way around. So this is the first time when you had the original Japanese language, and then I was doing the English dub. So trying to match the voice and the tone and the timbre, because Japanese voice acting is very different from American voice acting, English voice acting. So I think that was something I had to learn on set, and the director was great, was wonderful to work with in guiding us through that.
Was there ever a time where there was a discussion of possibly having you do both, since you are so fluent in Japanese as well as English?
That thought never came up. I am fluent in Japanese and English, but maybe next time, I'll be able to do my own dubs.
Well, and I was going to say, since there have been talks of, possibly a second season, and even though this is an anthology, it would be really interesting to see your story continue, since it is left on such a big cliffhanger and not technically connected to the mainline canon. I mean, what do you hope it continues more? What do you think would come next for your character story?
Yeah, personally, I would love to be part of the Star Wars franchise world, and just like have it continue. If the Ninth Jedi becomes its own franchise, along with like a movie and live action, action figures, games, whatever. I think that would be cool. So, but that's up to Disney and the fans, and hopefully, all the fans will love it, and then we can get people getting behind it.
So what was it that, obviously, aside from, it being Star Wars and anime, what was it about this whole thing that really sort of drew you in to be a part of it?
But I think anime and Star Wars is the big draw for me. I mean, growing up, I grew up. I'm Japanese. So part that's one of the big cultures in Japan. Cultural exports anime. I grew up on anime. At the same time, the first movie I ever saw was Star Wars. I grew up on Star Wars. I mean, I went to ILM. I went to work because I love Star Wars so much. Just to see those two worlds finally come together and collide in this beautiful collaboration. For me, it's just like that, and to be part of it, to be able to be a part of it, it's just truly a dream and an honor. Yeah.
Well, it was amazing to watch, and I can't wait for people to finally get their hands on the show as well.
Well,
To look away from it for a moment, I know that I was personally a fan of Netflix's Death Note adaptation, and I know that a sequel's been in the works for some time now, and you are both a producer as well as in front of the camera. And I was wondering, can you give me any kind of updates? Can we expect to hear something soon about production or anything like that?
yeah, all I can say is it's still in the works. So nothing has been decided either way, but it's still moving. All I can say is that we are listening to the fans, and hopefully the fans will be happy with the direction we're going.
Well, I'm sure, I know I will be either way. Just to have it finally out will be awesome. And I know fans are going to love Star Wars Visions, so I can't wait for them to see that as well. Thank you so much, Masi, for taking the time to chat. It's been an
No,
absolute honor.
thank you, Grant. Appreciate it.